Pumping that podcast wattage in your cottage, it's Think Digital. Get ready to take the red pill, think different about scaling your business, and free your mind. And now, coming to you live and direct from the Moon, Iowa, the greatest city in the universe, here's your guy, Justin Wise.
There is no spoon.
Pumping that podcast wattage into your cottage, it's Think Digital in your face. Justin Wise here with you. I'm the captain on this good digital ship. Gather round. Welcome aboard. Yes. Today's topic is the targeting trifecta. Show notes, as always, will be available at thinkdigital.co/podcast. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I hope you are ready to just get punched in the ear with goodness. Because today, this is one of my favorite topics. It's a concept that has generated millions of dollars for Think Digital and for her vast and varied clients. And I'm going to teach you. I'm going to show you. I am going to be like Morpheus and lead you to the door. But I can't make you walk through the door. You got to walk through it yourself. I'm going to show you how to lower your lead costs plus increase the effectiveness of your ads. Yeah, that's going to happen today. But first, a story. Let me tell you about how I almost got diabetes. And I wish I was joking, because I'm not. A while back, probably, a year ago now, I got really into the ketogenic diet. Keto diet, aka the fat diet. A diet where you basically eliminate almost all of the carbs in your food, and you eat a lot of fat, you eat a lot of protein. And the cool part is, like, the keto diet works short term. Okay, so you do all this, you might be saying, like, why in the world would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself? Because, like, it's cool for a while, and then you're like, oh my goodness, I cannot eat any more bacon. I don't even want to look at butter right now. I'm not going to get into the science of how it all works. If you want to know, just go Google it, but don't do it, and I'll tell you why. So your body needs 3 nutrients, macronutrients, to work properly. Protein, fats, carbs. Your body needs it. Your body needs protein to build muscle. Your body needs fat for energy and energy reserves. And your body needs carbs for fast energy. And so when you go keto, you take out carbs, which again results in short-term weight loss. Cool. Lost about 7 pounds doing this. But I was like super tired all the time. And this was past the point where they tell you when you start doing keto, they're like, hey, just so you know, you're going to be miserable for like 2 weeks. So this is well past the first 2 weeks of doing it. I was just tired. I was crabby. So I went to the doctor. And this wasn't like, your family clinician. It's a friend of mine. He's a functional medicine doctor, and so he could do all these cool tests on my blood and other fluids, shall we say. And long story short, he's like, hey, you're going to be pre-diabetic. So I was pre-diabetic. And I was like, what? What do you mean? Diabetes does not run in our family. Don't have any of the other, indicators, none of that stuff. He said, hey, your blood sugar, it's all over the map. It's up. It's way, 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 way up after you eat. And then it completely plunges down below ground level. So your blood sugar is below sea level most of the day. And it spikes when you eat. And he was saying basically for your body type, because that's a cool part about this doctor it was custom to my body, my genes, my makeup. A guy here in Des Moines. He said, for your makeup, you need to eat more carbs to help regulate your blood sugar. Because your body's sending stress signals that says, if you keep eating this way, I'm just going to say, screw it. You figure out what to do with this insulin because I can't do it. So he gave me some good recommendations. We got some supplements, but also I started working with a coach who taught me how to eat. I know that sounds strange, but taught me how to eat. And lo and behold, when I started eating carbs again, I had more energy, I felt better, I slept better, I moved quicker. Everything was better because I was balanced. So right now my diet's about a third, which is pretty normal. I'm a third protein, a third fat, a third carbs. Now, why do I tell you that? Why did I go through the point of telling you that long story? Well, just like my body needs balance, your body needs balance. I don't know if that's the balance you need in your body, but your business is very much like your body. Your biz needs to have balance. And what I will tell you is that too many businesses are out of whack when it comes to marketing. And they're solely focused on one of the areas that I'm about to talk to you about. And they're focusing on one area to the exclusion of others, and it's totally screwing with the balance of their business. Okay? Just like me cutting out carbs worked short term, it was not sustainable. This, by the way, is if you've ever heard of like a super healthy person who dies in the middle of a workout, let's say, it's probably because they're excluding food group. And in most cases, they're excluding carbs. And what happens is you get fatty organs, you get fatty liver, you get fatty heart. And your body's like, you look good on the outside, but on the inside, you're just a mess. And I would say that's true of a lot of businesses today. On the outside, they look good, but on the inside, they're a mess. It's not because they're bad people or even because it's a bad business, but they're focusing on one or two areas to the exclusion of the second or the third. And that's why I came up with what I call the targeting trifecta. Okay, all three of these areas indirectly, at least when we work with clients and in our own business, they all work to creating a sustainable paid traffic strategy. Okay, and most of the people we work with, we help run their traffic so they can get leads. With our ads at Think Digital, the same thing applies. And so each one of these areas is critical. Just like protein, carbs, and fat are critical to the body, there's three areas in the targeting trifecta, go figure, that need to be accounted for. I'm going to talk about each one of them. First one is your email list. Second one is organic content. Third one is paid content or paid traffic. If you exclude one of those, you will not have as effective as a strategy as you could. And you may be setting your business up for failure at some point down the road. Maybe not. Maybe you can limp along and you'll never feel the effects of it, but you won't be running at optimal levels. So I want to talk about each one of these areas briefly and then talk about how we leverage each one in different layers, okay? So the first one is email list. I love email lists. Oh my goodness, I love email lists. I love having an email list. I love building an email list. I love creating and pushing clients to build their email lists because it's one of the only assets that you can own outright anymore. So by this point, we have email lists of about 25,000. And we'll grow that to probably 50,000 within the next year. That email list is mine forever. Okay, people can even jump off of it. And I can still leverage this list. And I'll tell you how to do that here in a second. But you build an email list to stay in touch with your leads, right? But there's actually another reason. I actually don't think building an email list just so you can email the people on your list is the most important reason to build an email list. I know that sounds strange. That's counterintuitive. That is not what you will hear pretty much anybody else say, even though I believe very much in the power of email marketing. There's actually another reason, a way more important reason. You use your email list. Some of you are going to know this, some of you are not. You use your email list to build kick-ass audiences in your ads dashboard. That is the primary reason why I build an email list. Because number one, I own the asset. Those email addresses, those contacts sit on a spreadsheet, both in Google Docs, because I have a backup running in Zapier, and in our database in Infusionsoft that nobody can ever take away from me. So if Zuckerberg says tomorrow, hey, you're going to have to pay quadruple what you've been paying for paid traffic, don't care. I mean, I care. I don't care as much because I have an asset in my email list. And I can email those people, or I can upload that email list to a different platform. Let's say Twitter ads takes off, or Pinterest ads takes off, or I want to focus on YouTube ads. That is an asset that I own outright. And for us, building an email list is the best way to create custom audiences in Facebook. There are tools that will even do it automatically. We use a tool that does that automatically. You can also just do it the old-fashioned way like we did forever. Download your email list and upload it into Facebook and create an audience off that. Secondly, what's most important after that is you can build a lookalike audience off of your email list.
You're listening to Think Digital with Justin Wise. The next step down the rabbit hole is to sign up for the No Spoon newsletter, a free weekly email designed to increase your productivity, grow your influence, and free your mind. Take the red pill and head on over to thereisnospoon.co to sign up.
So you can tell Facebook, go find these people on my list and build an audience that I can advertise to. Then you can also say, hey, Facebook, go find 1 million people, 2 million people, 5 million people, according to your algorithm, that resemble the people on my email list. There's no platform on the planet that allows you to do that right now. None. At least not for as cheap as you can do it with Facebook ads. So for me, it's all about the list. Everything goes back to the list. The list is something that, I have people on my list who have been with me for 10 years. And I would say most of them haven't bought a thing. But there will come a day. I talked to a gal the other day who jumped on board with our agency. She's like, hey, I've been on your list forever, and I just finally decided the time is right. So boom, 2 years in. It took 2 years of consistency with the content. And another trick, this is for another podcast for another day, but another trick is sending your email content to your list, but then also using that same content as a boosted post and sending it to the Facebook side of things. So people are getting it literally in their inbox and on their news feed. Another topic for a different day. But I start with the email list because to me, it is the most important asset you can be building in your business. And more importantly, it helps tremendously with targeting, finding the right people to show your ads to. Second one is organic content. And I'm doing these in order, by the way, because email list and organic content, they need to be in place in some capacity or at least concurrently when you're doing paid content. Because it's like a rocket booster. And this is what I was talking about earlier. When you depend on one area too much, you screw yourself and you're going to end up pre-diabetic. But hey, if you're not creating organic content, you're like missing a major food group. But if you rely too much on organic, it's going to chomp up your time. When I say organic, what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is you could see this on my Facebook profile. Just go to my Facebook profile if you want to see good examples of organic. And I'm not ashamed to say that I write great organic content because it's value-added content you post on your page, on your profile, on Twitter, on Instagram, that you're creating yourself that meets the pain point of your audience. You're not paying to get this content shown. You're creating it and leveraging the network that you've built up. It's important, but here's the thing. It can't be the only method. This is where a lot of people get stuck. It's like trying to live off of carbs only. At some point, you got to start spending money. That's just a reality. If you want to grow a business in 2018 and you want to rely on Facebook ads or online advertising or you want to tap into the online ecosystem, you've got to spend money. This is not something to whine about. It is a reality. And if you don't want to build your business, then don't spend any money. If you want to build your business, you got to spend money. But what I'm doing is giving you the 2 steps that you need to have in place before you start spending money. Now, the downside to organic is that it takes your time. You're not going to spend any money to create organic content unless you're paying someone to do it. But most cases, it's you creating it. The downside is it's going to chomp up your time. So you save money, but you spend time. Okay? And if you do it right, organic content's going to build your list, but you're saving money to spend time. Now, moving into the third one, we're kind of breezing through organic content because hopefully it's self-explanatory. And again, if you want examples, go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/JustinWise, or if you're friends with me on Facebook, you'll see it there. And I'm just going to move on. Paid content is what everyone knows. You're probably already doing this. If you're not, you need to get on it. This is going to be your ads. These are going to be your video ads, your image ads, these types of things. But what you may not know is that Facebook doesn't see your ad as an ad. It sees your ad as a piece of content, and it actually addresses it in the newsfeed and places it as a piece of content. What you're doing when you advertise is you're simply telling Facebook that you want your content given priority in the newsfeed, and you pay them for the privilege to do that. So knowing that, your ads need to read as content more than they do ads. Small example, this, by the way, is why we almost never put a button on our ads or client ads. Button, I mean the learn more button, the watch now button. On video ads, actually, they force you to do a button, which I don't like, at least as I record this, they are. But with our image ads, and by the way, video ads, way oversold. If you're not doing e-commerce, you don't need a video ad. Image ads are what we use 90% of the time. And 99% of the time on those image ads, we never put a button. Because the button, and we've tested this, by the way. This isn't just because, oh, hey, I think it's a good idea to keep the button off. No, we do it, we've tested it, and 99% of the time, the ads that don't have a button outperform the ones that do have a button. Do you know why? Well, yeah, of course. When you see an ad in your newsfeed and it has the Learn More button, it sends a signal immediately to you, to me, that reads ad. This is an advertisement. This, by the way, is why you're seeing a movement in ads right now towards putting more personal images in ads. You see course creators, you see agency owners with their actual face in there. And in fact, we've tested this as well. The more designed an image is in your ad, the worse it performs. This is one of the reasons why Facebook implemented the 20% rule, which says that you can't have more than 20% text on your ad. And it's best just not to fight Facebook. They did that for a reason. They're not doing it just to be jerks because they want to screw with you. They're giving you clues. They're giving you success clues. And they're saying, listen, we're doing this because we know that when you put a bunch of words on your images, they don't perform very well. So we're going to send you the subtle hint to you dopes in the back that you shouldn't put words on your images. Again, 99% of our ads for ourselves and for our clients don't have a single word on them. It's not because we just like doing it that way. It's because that's what the data verifies. And so your paid ads, your paid content to Facebook, they categorize it as content. Okay? And when you do an ad, you're simply saying, take this content that I created and I will pay you to show it to more people. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant business model. Okay? And it's a very old one. But don't fight Facebook. Go along with Facebook. And that rounds out your targeting trifecta. So there's one important point that I missed, and I'm going to go back with organic content. Organic content for me, it leads the way. So I create a ton of organic content, and we implore clients to create organic content. Some of them listen, some don't. The ones that listen, they almost always have lower ad costs, acquisition costs, lead costs. Because organic content is like a thermometer. It shows you where the temperature is on your audience. So what I know when I create an organic piece of content and it hits, almost always, like it really takes off, I will pull that into an ad. I will make an ad around that piece of content. Because at that point, this is, by the way, how almost all of our ads start. We generate a lot of organic content. I'm doing that mostly. I pay attention to what people are responding to. And then I take the best of the best and I pull it into a paid ad. Because at that point, I know it resonates with the community that I'm trying to reach. So therefore, I spend way less money trying to guess and wonder, what's going to hit and what's not. So organic, even though it doesn't directly, you're not building an audience off of your organic content, but you are getting clues as to what's going to connect with your audience. And if your targeting is locked in and you have an organic piece of content that you push into an ad, dude, it's lights out. It is lights out. So again, to round out the targeting trifecta, it's your email list, building it up. So you have it, you own it, it's an asset, but you can pull it into your dashboard and create audiences around it. 2, organic content, creating organic content to see what your audience is going to respond to. And then 3rd, paid content, pulling that organic content that does really well into an ad campaign. So it's off to the races. I'm going to close it up there. I'm going to close up shop. That's going to do it for today. Again, I say this every week, but I want you to find me on Twitter and tell me one thing that you learned today, one thing that you're going to do different. Hit me up, tweet at me. I'm at Justin Wise. Let me know. In the meantime, I want you to go to thinkdigital.co/gift. We've left a digital gift for you there. Exclusive content designed to help you build your audience and influence their action. It's going to do it again for this week. We'll be back next week with another new episode of Think Digital. In the meantime, have fun, stay safe, and we'll see you online. Bye-bye. Everybody.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.